Thank you to XREAL for sponsoring this video. So I'm sitting in a hotel room in Long Beach, playing a game. I was stuck on a boss fight. And usually I do the same thing I've done 1,000 times. I just kind of say out loud, like, how do I beat this guy after I've died like 6 times? To my surprise though, I got an answer. I had AI watching my game through my eyes the same way I was, and it just told me. While I was still playing the game, I didn't have to pause it, didn't have to reach for my phone, didn't have to watch a YouTube video. I just asked the way you'd ask like a buddy who's already beaten this game how to solve it, like he was sitting next to me, and I got the answer. That was the moment the thing sitting on my face stopped being another demo. Before I tell you what made all this awesomeness happen, let me give a little bit more awesomeness to thank you for supporting me all of these years. Give you a chance to win $500. Made it super easy. Leave a comment down below. Tell me the first movie, TV show, or game you would play on your new XREAL Aura glasses. You can enter once per day, so 1 comment per day. Watch the video all the way through. Give it a thumbs up. We'll let it run for 10 days, open to anyone in the world. So for about 10 years now, the tech industry has been selling all of us on like a promise that it just kept failing to keep. It was always like, the future is XR, no more screen in your hands, all that stuff. And every year they handed us pretty much the same letdown in like a gradually nicer box. You want the real power, you gotta strap on goggles. This like a hot brick that sits on your nose and starts a timer on your neck. That personally gave me a bunch of acne under my eyes. Here was basically just phone mirroring on your face. It was always one or the other. Unfortunately, it was never both. And I've sat through a career's worth of these, and I've written some flavor of neat but not yet a ton of times. But then XREAL invited me to this top secret thing at AWE to get an early look at something launching later this fall. Now, it's not like they flew me anywhere. The show was in Long Beach. It was like 35 minutes up the freeway from where I live. So on a Sunday, I drove up, I found a suite at the Hyatt, got checked in, had my name checked off a list, had the blinds were drawn, whole secretive setup. And I walked in and kind of embraced myself because I know this movie by heart. They hand you the future, you nod, and you've kind of forgotten it by the time you find your car. But in the first few minutes of this, something was very clearly different. Something about me that matters here in this part of the story. I've talked about it a few times, but as a kid, I had surgery on my ears, actually both of my ears. I have scars back there. And anything heavy sitting on my ears gets painful really quickly. I've had to bail on demos because of it. So when somebody hands me a headset, my body is checking for pain before my brain even has an opinion. So XREAL handed me these XR glasses, and they're called the XREAL Aura. And to a genuine surprise, I was able to wear them for about an hour in my demo without my ears hurting me. Because these are glasses, they wear like normal glasses. And the big benefit to this is that all the weight, the heat, the actual computing got moved off your face onto a little puck that clips onto your belt and kind of can sit there or in your pocket. XREAL says the glasses are around 91 grams. I didn't get a chance to weigh it, but I believe it because my face had no clue the real work was happening kind of down by my hip. And there's a part the spec sheet didn't tell you. You are looking through real glass at a real room. Actual light, your actual eyes, digital stuff layered on top. It's not a camera out in front filming the world and feeding it back to you kind of half a second later. It's why a lot of people can get headaches when looking at sort of the screen in front of their face. With these, your brain just settles. You're in the room, and the room's got digital windows floating in it now. It sounds like a concept video until you actually live with it for that hour. So I want to back up to a boss fight or any gaming scenario. You plug in a Steam Deck or Switch 2 right into the puck, and your game blows up kind of wall size hanging in the air while you're still parked on a couch. The screen part's not new. XREAL and others have had that for years. What's new though is Gemini being baked in. These are powered by Android XR. This is Android XR with all of its power. So the glasses see what you see. So the AI is watching the game alongside you. If you're stuck, literally just ask out loud and get an answer while you are playing. This isn't just some phone mirroring that we've seen for years. This is the full power of Android XR and a form factor like glasses. And I've been gaming my whole life, mostly in 20 to 40 minute scraps between baseball practice and bedtime. And I've wanted this exact thing for 15 years without having a word for it. And then they let me really loose with these headsets. They dropped me into an RPG where my hands turn into gauntlets, and I'm kind of swinging them around, watching them control my guy. I was able to watch some immersive YouTube that wrapped around me, and learning the controls took like 5 minutes. Raise your hand, pinch to grab a window, drag it, push it off. The hand tracking threw me because it's really hard to do, but they did a really good job here. When you want to be precise, instead of waving your arms around or conducting like a invisible orchestra, the puck works as a trackpad too. And you don't have to be a gamer for this to click at all. And this is what I kept coming back to. So I've talked about it a lot, personal story time, but I coach my boys baseball. And anybody who's done youth sports knows the truth, which is basically about 10% of the actual sport, 90% usually sitting in a folding chair waiting for practice that runs long. A dance recital has 40 minutes of other kids before your kid's turn. You're parked there, hunched over a phone the size of a playing card, trying to answer emails or catch up on something. You put these on instead, you got a full-size screen floating in front of you for your work, watch a show, whatever. Second your kid's up to bat, you glance over the top and you're right there watching them. Nobody around you sees a huge headset. They just see a dad in a camp chair. Plug in a laptop and Aura becomes your monitor. Your 15-inch laptop screen becomes huge and floats in front of you. And you can not just have one, you can have up to 5 screens around you and have them locked in place if you want. So you turn your head, they stay there. It is a small deal, but such a clever trick that makes a digital screen feel like they're in the room with you. Then here's the part that will mess you a little bit. The exact same XR glasses just gave me 5 work monitors. The second I clock out, I can also throw a movie up the sides of my wall. That used to be a whole separate gadget that you had to buy. It's just one thing that this computer does between everything else. And I'm about as suspicious as it gets of AI features kind of being jammed into everything I own this year. These shut me up. There's some reality check here. I try not to hype everything up and don't trust anybody who only gives you half of an equation. So this is the flip side here. I was testing a pre-release hardware that was demoed in a very tightly controlled hotel suite. The most flattering kind of scenario any gadget can ever be tested in. Not every demo ran clean. There were prototype hiccups, a couple things they wanted a second try at. I did catch all of them, but the context that matters was XREAL has been chipping away at this exact thing for years. One lighter pair of glasses after the next. This is the first time it is a full Android XR computer instead of just tossing your phone screen onto a wearable display. The glitches felt like kind of the last mile of a long road, not somebody totally lost trying to find a way. The catch you'll actually feel, of course, is the cable, the tether attached to the puck. There's really no way around that. And that's kind of the cost of getting the weight off your face. After an hour with 0 ear pain and 5 screens hovering in front of me, I will take that trade-off every single time. But you should know at least that it's there going in. All right, here's where I land. I'm not gonna dance around it. I tried to reserve these in the room. I straight up asked XREAL if I could put my $99 down right there, told me I had to wait until the fall like everybody else. That is the most honest thing I can tell you about how I felt. I didn't go in planning to gush. I went in to give some version of neat, but not yet. And instead, I wanted to buy these things before I left. So I am reserving mine the second it opens up. If you've ever been curious about XR and got scared off by goggles, the weight, the toys that couldn't do anything real, this is the one. The link's in the description. It is $99 now and turns into a $199 credit when the Aura ships in the fall. So you're not just like calling dibs, you're putting kind of real money towards it. I waited 10 years for somebody to actually keep the promise. I think this is the first time they actually did. I wouldn't sleep on this at all. It was really impressive.